Welcome to another episode of Game Time. I'm JP Murrieta. We just wrapped up a great week of state championship basketball. So, on this week's episode of Game Time, we're going to look back on the road to winning the Blue Trophy and hear from some of the winning coaches. Now, this year's format was a little bit different, with first round and quarterfinal games being at home sites. But once we reached the semifinals and the finals, we saw some memorable basketball moments. Ladies first, and let's start with the Class 1A title game. In the fourth meeting between these two schools this season, Fort Sumner House met up with Melrose, a team making their sixth straight appearance in the final. Fort Sumner House jumped out to an early 11-2 lead and never looked back. The Vixens out-rebounded Melrose 42-29. Fort Sumner House beat Melrose in the title game 56-30 to claim the Class 1A state title.
This team's been through a lot. You know, I think as coaches, we tend to use the word adversity loosely, and it might be overused at times, but in the case of this team, like I don't know, we've dealt through injuries. I mean, COVID, kind of everybody dealt with COVID, but, you know, I think just everything this team has been through, you know, we've had, these seniors especially have had two, like, heartbreaking losses to that team, you know, to Melrose, you know, and the fact that we were able to come out and play our best game, you know, today, like that you can't beat that feeling, you know. I mean, even, sorry, I'm gonna talk for a minute, but you know, I go back to adversity, you know, all that stuff I mentioned, but you know, injuries. We got a senior with that's had her same knee reconstructed twice. You know, basically she was told last summer she's never going to get to do anything again. And the fact that she's back, you know, we've had Megan played hurt all year. You know, Avery rejoined us. Abby had some lung issues that didn't allow her to play in the state volleyball tournament. But, you know, even, I mean, to last night, our bus breaks down. We get to the hotel, one of our kids' suitcases get stolen, you know, so we're dealing with a whole lot of things, and we were honestly, I was happy just to get to the gym. Like, once we got to the gym, I say the gym, the pit, you know, I thought we were going to be okay. But for these guys to come out and play the way they did on their last game on the biggest stage that they can ever play on, like, hats off to you guys. Like, you guys are studs.
Clayton and Escalante provided a fantastic finish to the Class 2A championship game. It was a fast and furious final minute between the top two seeds in the bracket. With 33 seconds left in the game, Escalante's Emma Maestas got the Lobos within one, 46-45, and on the next possession, Brycelyn Martinez stole the ball and scored the go-ahead basket with 12 seconds left. Clayton inbounded the ball to Emerson Belen and drove the length of the court and scored for Clayton with just 5 seconds left as the Yellow Jackets beat the Lobos 48-47 to win their first girls basketball title since 1994. It's the 13th state title for Clayton overall.
I felt like I didn't even realize that there wasn't that much time on the clock. Like, I knew I had to get down and score, so that's what I did.
Well, that charge, you know, kind of took me out of place. But when we got that ball, we came back down and hit that shot. I knew everything would be okay because our defense is really good. We rely on our defense, and I knew our defense was going to pull it out at the end, which it did. So, and then there's no thinking after that, you know what I mean? I didn't even think we had won until the girls started jumping up and down because I'm so focused on the game.
The Robertson Lady Cardinals were back in the championship for the second straight year, this time facing Santa Fe Indian School. The Lady Cardinals led after a low-scoring 2 quarters, 16-9, and built up a 14-point lead in the third. The Lady Braves took the lead early in the fourth quarter, but Robertson closed the game on a 12-3 run to give them a 6-point championship victory, 37-31.
It's an awesome feeling, you know what I mean? This is what we worked for since off-season, summer ball, and through the first part of the season, district run, state run. And this is what the kids work for, you know what I mean? We preached, stay healthy, stay humble, and stay hungry the whole season. And we knew it was going to be a dogfight. Once you get up to the semis and the finals, it's a dogfight. everybody's coming after you. We've had a target on our back the whole year, you know what I mean? And everybody's brought their A game, and we've been able to step up to the challenge as a team. And you know, we got some good teammates. We're teammates on this team, and we take care of each other, and we get it done together as a team.
In Class 4A, we saw top seed Kirtland Central take on Bernalillo and the state's leading scorer, Juliana Aragon. The Lady Broncos kept Aragon in check and led from start to finish. Kirtland was up 14 at the break and 20 points heading into the fourth. They left the court with a 55-32 win and the Blue Championship trophy. It's Kirtland's first state title since 2012 and 20th overall.
I can tell you it feels a lot better than being on the other side. You know, I think we just had to go through our bumps and bruises to really understand what it takes to get here, you know, and to actually win the ball game, you know. It's surreal. Like even after the game, we're just thinking to ourselves, we actually did it. And man, it was just so fun to watch how they played tonight, man. These girls played their butts off tonight.
In Class 5A, Volcano Vista pulled off the perfect season. For the third year in a row, the Hawks met up with Hobbs in the final. Volcano Vista led for most of this game, outscoring the Eagles in every quarter. The Hawks led 23-14 at the break and added an 11-2 run to end the third quarter. The Volcano Vista girls basketball team capped off an undefeated season with a 49-32 win over Hobbs in the Class 5A championship. It's back-to-back championships for the Hawks, who finished the year on a 42-game win streak dating back to the previous season.
You know, going 2 undefeated seasons is very special. It's not done very often, and you know, it's bittersweet just knowing that these girls did it for us.
It's just been a great 4 years. I mean, we've been together since we were in 8th grade, so nothing has changed. We're going to college together as well, but this was the best one ever because of our teammates that we have on this team. We were really close this year, and I mean, me and Jalen got really close this year too, so it just meant a lot because me and her just put everything we had left on the court. This is our last time playing high school basketball, so we just got to show up for every time.
On to the boys' brackets. The Magdalena Steers continue to dominate the 1A classification. Magdalena met up with Elida in the final. The Steers jumped on Elida in the first 8 minutes with a 14-0 run midway through the opening quarter to build a 24-8 lead, and they never looked back. The defending state champs beat Elida 71-55. It's their second state title in as many years.
Feels unbelievable. I mean, dreaming about this since I was about 3 or 4 years old. And to end with a bang, it feels tremendous.
It was kind of a tailor-made matchup as far as that goes because it's two teams that want to play exactly the same, you know. And what we faced a lot of times during the year is teams trying to figure out to keep us from doing what we want to do. Elida wanted to do exactly what we like to do, so it was a nice matchup.
The Class 2A final involved Menaul and Pecos. It was a matchup of size against speed. Menaul had 4 players in double figures, and their team grabbed 49 rebounds in the game. The Panthers beat Pecos 70-63 to win the Class 2A championship. It's the first state title for Menaul in school history.
We've been to the chip a couple of times and just fallen short, so it's really nice to finally get across the hump. We put a lot of time and emphasis, and when we started the season, this was our goal. You know, we said, hey, district and all the rest of it is cute, but hey, we need to be able to get across the line and get everything. So I'm so glad, you know, we went through the number 1, we went through the number 2, we went through the number 4. So we've had a pretty tough road to get here. And all teams played us great. Yes, we had, you know, some athletic advantages and height, but, you know, we still got to put the round thing and the circle thing. Still got to do what we had supposed to do, and we executed.
The Class 3A final was a matchup of district rivals, Robertson and St. Michael's. Robertson senior Matthew Gonzalez helped lead the Cardinals football team to a state title in the fall, and he did the same this March with 26 points in the final. Robertson led wire to wire and beat the Horsemen 65-56 to win their first boys basketball state title.
It feels amazing, you know, this was our goal from day one. Coach Branch came in and he said our goal is to play in the pit in March and get that blue trophy, and we put our trust in him since day one, and he put his trust in us, and ultimate goal was to get here, and we got it done.
I'm speechless, JP. Thank all glory to God, man, because you know what? It's been a long journey, And I was very fortunate to land at Robertson, get this position, and I inherited a great group of young men that know how to win. We have a culture at Robertson of winning, and we have the greatest administration and community support that, I landed in a great spot, and I'm close to home.
Highland High School won their first basketball state title in 1972, and 50 years later, the Hornets added another blue trophy to the resume. The number 1 Hornets met up with Del Norte in the 4A final. Del Norte Jr. Shane Dumas-Sanchez led all scorers with 36 points for the defending state champs, but Highland was powered by 6'9" senior Jose Murillo, who posted a line of 40 points and 20 rebounds. In 4 state tournament games, Murillo scored 143 points and pulled down 73 rebounds. Highland is your 2022 Class 4A state champ with a 76-59 victory.
It's unbelievable. I just told Ed down on the court that it's a testament to all the people that came before us. Coach Rodriguez came really close a couple times in the 90s. Coach Brown came close in 2008, 2009. We lost one in overtime 2 years ago. So this is for everybody in the Highland community. We weren't afraid to talk about our goals, but when we started working out June the 1st, and our goal was always, let's have our best performance March the 12th. We're going to be better as each day goes along. We're going to be better basketball players. We're going to be better people, better students. So that's been our goal, to continue to get better every day.
The last game of the tournament and season turned out to be a classic that could not be decided in 4 quarters. Number 1 Las Cruces against number 2 Volcano Vista. Both teams came into this one unbeaten. Let's fast forward right to the final quarter. The Hawks led most of the game and were up 10 in the 4th quarter, but Las Cruces fought back. The Bulldogs took the lead in the final minutes with Las Cruces on top, 49-47. In the closing seconds, Volcano Vista's Jaquan Hill drove the lane, was fouled with 4 seconds left, and hit both free throws to force the game into overtime. In the extra minutes, Jaden Malone scored the first 5 points to give the Hawks the lead for good as Volcano Vista outscored Las Cruces 17-6 in overtime. Volcano Vista won the game 66-55 in OT to cap off an undefeated season. In fact, Volcano Vista is the first school to ever have the boys and girls teams win state titles with undefeated records in the same year.
Sounds a little bit cliche, but we talked about being together. We talked about this is our last practice, and we had probably get too long of a shoot around today because it's almost 3 hours because it was our last one, and we needed to spend time. We won a lot, but just the way these kids are, who they represent, they wanted to play for something bigger this year, and I love them.
So there you have it. 10 brackets, 10 state champs, and some history being made. We'll be back with more Game Time after this. The New Mexico Activities Association is excited to announce the NMAA 24/7 mobile app. Whether you're a student, coach, parent, or player, you can have the power of the NMAA right in the palm of your hand. Find scores and schedules, follow your favorite teams, receive special offers from NMAA sponsors, get state championship information, highlights, features, and much more. Download the free NMAA 24/7 mobile app in the App Store or Google Play. Get it now. Are you living the life of an athlete? The New Mexico Activities Association brings you Life of an Athlete, a resource for students, educators, and parents to understand the challenges students face. Athletes, did you know one night of drinking will negatively affect your athletic performance for 2 weeks? Or that athletes who drink and do drugs are twice as likely to get injured? Alcohol's effects can reduce a high school athlete's potential by as much as 20 to 30%. Are you living the life of an athlete? Log on to lifeofanathlete.com to find out today. Do you love sports? Do you want a front row seat for exciting high school sports action in New Mexico? If the answer is yes to either of those questions, then becoming an interscholastic sports official may be right for you. The New Mexico Officials Association is looking for individuals age 15 years or older to serve as officials in 10 different sports. No experience is necessary and training is provided. If you're interested, call 505-923-3110. That's 505-923-3110. Or go to the website nmact.org and click on the Officials tab. Welcome back to Game Time. one aspect of state championship week that many people might not be aware of is a reunion banquet honoring state championship teams of the past. Now, those state title teams are also honored later at the pit. And this year was the 50-year anniversary of the 1971 state championship team from Albuquerque High. And I wanted to show you this. When that team was introduced, legendary head coach Jim Holzman received a standing ovation from the crowd.
The man is a walking encyclopedia, Steve. He can still tell you everything about New Mexico high school basketball. Just listen to this crowd.
I just went to his house about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and you're exactly right. We just went through and reminisced about all of his championships.
And he's getting a little emotional himself. Look at that. What a moment.
We go from one state event to another. This week is the State Spirit Championships at the pit on Friday and Saturday. You can purchase tickets through the UNM website at golobos.com. The doors will open 30 minutes before the first performance. And just a reminder, everything at the pit is cashless. Concessions, tickets, everything. We hope to see you out at the pit. That's going to do it for this episode. We'll see you next time on Game Time.